Yeah.
So we have everybody kind of standing around, and maybe Manway can ask Yavanna like for the prognosis, and then what it says here is that she spoke before the Valor, saying the light of the trees has passed away and lives now only in the Silmarils of Feanor. And Feanor is going to kind of be looking up like, wait, what? And he says, foresighted was he. Even for those who are mightiest under Iluvatar, there is some work that they may accomplish once and once only. The light of the trees I brought into being, and within Ea, I can do so never again. Yet had I but little of that light, I could recall life to the trees ere their roots decay. And then our hurt should be healed, and the malice of Melkor should be confounded. So the Manway makes the request. Tulkas has returned by this point, and he says, "Speak, O Noldo, yea or nay, but who shall deny Yavanna? And did not the light of the Silmarils come from her work in the beginning?" But Aule the Maker said, "Be not hasty. We ask a greater thing than thou knowest. Let him have peace yet a while." I feel like that's where we need to stop there.
Yeah,
because then Feanor speaks.
Well,
I think we can fill in a little bit around the edges too, like
Right. Yeah.
there's
Go ahead,
a few
Maria.
issues. Part of what's supposed to wrench the viewer is that we feel like, oh my goodness, Feanor's going to actually give up the Silmarils, and then Tulkas butts in with, well, of course you're going to do it. And
Yeah.
we're all like, Tulkas, no, that
Yeah.
ruined him. And then we see Feanor's denial. So the tension of seeing that hope die means that we can pose the question, but we can't have Tulkas's answer. So I would suggest cutting it after Yavanna's request, and then when we bring up the scene in the next part, we open up with Manway's, hear what she said, what do you say?
Right.
Speako note, and then Speako note is.
Well, I would be happy to replay like her dialogue as a lead-in.
That's possible.
And then actually,
Well, here's
just
my
previously on the Silmarillion.
Well, because here's the thing: like they're going to take a break, and he's going to think about it. Like that's going to happen over the course of most of the second hour. So
yeah, but
because we're going to leave them for a long period of time.
But we can't totally separate Tulkas's line from Feanor's reaction by 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I understand that. But what I'm saying here is that Olmo's line is kind of what saves it for me. All right, because when Aule's line is what kind of saves it for me, because if he comes out and he's more gentle and he says, "Be not hasty, we ask a greater thing than thou knowest. Let him have peace yet a while," and we get a shot of Feanor's face and Feanor looks conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we don't know that you can read it like Feanor's refusal is a reaction to what Tulkas said.
Mm-hmm.
But the text does not state that.
No, it's more the tension of, oh my goodness, is he or isn't he? When you hear Tulkas's line, you're like, oh no, he's not. So that's why
I'm saying Aule's line, I feel like, can go a long way to restoring that.
Only so far though, and I feel like we can't include Tulkas's line before the episode break.
Yeah, I'm on Marie's team for this one.
Okay.
The lead out of, well, I mean, Tulkas doesn't say his line right away anyway, right? Like we give Feanor a space to kind of like
there's a long silence.
Say anything, yeah. And we don't. I don't think we should show the entirety of that silence at the very end of that episode, right? Like the episode should end with on Feanor's conflicted face fading to black, and then start up there at the beginning of the next episode, and then have a really awkward close to 30-second pause where nobody's saying anything, and it's just like it would be the most interesting and uncomfortable way to start that episode if it starts with just nothing and we're just looking at Feanor, and then maybe cut to a couple of other people and then cut back to Feanor, and it's like
and then Tulkas
is like shatters it with
what. Yeah, because there are 4 Valar who speak in the scene. Yavanna makes the request. Manwë repeats the request, like, give us an answer. Tulkas jumps in like, hey, come on, let's do this. Aule tries to slow everybody down. That's 4 Valar speaking up.
Yeah.
That's not something we see very often. And Mandos is going to respond
and they're not
while
on the
Feanor's
same page.
talking, like before he even makes his decision.
Right.
So
But
the Valar are very invested in this.
Yeah.
But they're
But
not
thing-
of the
here's-
same
here's
mind
the other
about
problem.
it, which is
Well,
important.
that's true. That's true. But what we need to remember is that these 2 lines, the Yavanna line, the Manwë line, that's a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And we're not gonna get a lot out of that. So what we need to do then is we need to do more with the scene. Okay, at least before these 2 lines are delivered.
Yeah, you have to lead up to it. And
Yeah.
Okay, so what else are we gonna? How are we going to lead up to that, to sell that as?
okay, well, we've already seen Feanor give up on saving the trees.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have to see Yavanna give up as well. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that Feanor realized something that she didn't, but she didn't stop trying to sing songs or do whatever she's doing. And Nienna is weeping at the sight of the tree now, trying to revive it or something. So Yavanna and Nienna.
Well, no, I think
probably
Nienna. I think Nienna's probably resigned at this point.
Of course, she mourns like before things even die. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
but Yavanna can look at Nienna and they share a moment before Yavanna resigns and says, "There's things you can only do once. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I brought the trees into existence, but I can't anymore." Like she needs a moment with Nienna to reach that conclusion herself before she speaks.
Yeah.
All right.
But I feel like
I would go.
30 seconds out of it.
Well, I would go so far as to we can stretch this out way longer than that. I would go so far as to have Nienna come over and have her stop singing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows grief better than Nienna, but even she's knows when it's time to give up, right? Like she's like it's time to begin the grieving process, right? And that is the moment where Yavanna like.
Last ditch effort here.
Yeah, I've got one more thing I can try to do here. If the singing is not going to work, but I mean, we could give them dialogue if you want, where Nienna says a little spiel about, you know, how beautiful they were and that their time is over, and you know, and Yavanna doesn't want to give up on it, right? Like I really want Nienna to be the only one who's like, well, gosh darn it, guys, it's time to move on.
So there's a line in the description about like the full dregs of their misery or something, where they think they've all reached rock bottom, but they don't really know where rock bottom is.
Right.
So Nienna should probably see that there's still something to be salvaged here, but it's not the trees.
Exactly.
So there's something good in the situation. Or could be if they don't all go crazy in the next half hour.
Right.
So Nienna could be focusing on that. Like Yavanna stopped with the trees already.
Well, and
see all these crying elves here.
That's totally like hope is always Nienna's thing. That's why Nienna's not insufferable, right? So that's kind of her angle, is that, like, you know, weep not for their absence, right? Weep for their memory, but not for their absence. There will be something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
go ahead,
Brandon.
Yeah, I feel like at this point too, an important thing for Yavanna is that she's the one. One reason I think she tries longer than Feanor is that bit she says about, well, there's things that you can only do once. Like, she created the trees, and so she feels like she has the best shot at saving them, so she tries hard. And then eventually comes to the conclusion that, yeah, I can't do this again. You know, I've tried to do it again.
Right. And Nienna is the one that helps her, you know, cross that bridge, right?
Yes.
As she did when they created the trees together.
Exactly. I want to mirror that situation a lot.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay. All right, then. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of creative writing, but I think we could probably get a whole act out of those
Kick the
three
can on
teams. Okay. All right. So that's
SilmFilm time honored tradition.
Act 4.
Indeed.
Tag for this.
Do you have a
You
tag
wanna-
when it's to be continued?
Yeah, there's nothing after to be
true.
continued.
Okay. All right. The only thing I was thinking was to set up where. No, we don't want to set up where
Where they're going?
Melkor and Ungoliant are. Yeah, you're
it's
right.
a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Surprise! We're killing
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah, I think
It's not Game
I
of
think
Thrones.
the viewers. I think the viewers can figure out where they're headed.
Oh wow.
It's not a huge secret.
No, it's
All
well.
right, so we don't really need a teaser
If they've been
then.
paying attention.
The teaser is last time on the Silmarillion film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the conclusion.
Oh,
Is Major Barrett still
Thank-
alive?
no, she died. She died
Yeah,
about.
I thought
4
she
years
did.
ago. Yeah. They're all going.
I'm gonna blame 2016 for that too.
Right.
Oh,
Why not?
That's how crappy a year 2016 was.
It retroactively killed people.
Yeah, killing people in years that weren't even 2016.
How is William Shatner surviving? I don't understand.
Sheer force
That
of
man
will.
has lived harder than anybody from that
Sheer for like every rock star.
Um,
Sheer force of will.
Keith Richards is also still alive,
Yes.
Yeah, sheer
and
force. Of will.
Keith Richards looked really rough in 1980.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he then
we should all just really start thinking hard about the world that we're going to leave Keith Richards. I mean, that's
He's like a cockroach.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Let's go right into Act 1 then. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So we've kind of got. Let me work out the structure here real quick. So Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Whoops, that's no more. And Act 4. Let's kind of work backwards on the major points of each of these things. So Act 4 is no Silmarils for you. And
2 crowns.
no
two,
Silmarils
both.
for you.
One crown that is broken and one crown that is not yet finished.
Thieves' Quarrel. Dead Finwe.
I don't think we get to see the crown going on Melkor's head. By the way, I know somebody said it.
It's in his hand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Melkor has the crown in his hand, and then we see Feanor with Finway's crown in his hand.
Yeah.
Because Finway doesn't put Feanor doesn't put the crown in his head. All right.
No, Feanor does not crown himself.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Feanor, the crown is ruined. Like it has been smashed in the assault on
Oh,
Finway's person.
that's
Yeah.
terrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, poor Finway is.
So
crushed.
he has to fix the crown. So like both of these crowns are in unfinished states. One is broken and the other one is not finished yet.
is not finished. Yeah, I like that. All right.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
Act
good. Sounds good.
3. Act 3 is
Feanor's refusal
no.
to do the Silmarils.
No, that's at the beginning of Act 4.
Yeah,
that's
that's
part
Act
of our
1.
climax book. Okay, so
Oh,
Act
you're
3
right. That is Act 4.
is the Ulmo Melkor confrontation.
Yeah.
Act 3 is
Okay.
so you know.
No. Well, is Act 4
It's
the beginning of Act 4 is Ungoliant? Or is Act 3
Yeah.
Ungoliant?
No, what do you mean?
The confrontation with Ungoliant.
The confrontation with
The thieves-
Ungoliant
the
is
thieves-
part of
the
is
thieves-
part of Act 4.
Yeah. Okay.
The Thieves'
So,
Quarrel has to be an Act 4.
Okay.
Right.
So good. All right. We're good.
So Ulmo Melkor, that's like our faux climax,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so we get that. Act 2. Oof. Act 2 is the assault on Formenos.
Oh, I think
Okay.
the assault on Formenos is Act 1, and Act 2 is the I don't know. It could be Act 2. What is Act 1? So let's decide what Act 1 is, and then we'll figure
more
it out.
back at is more of back at the trees.
Right, but that's the whole of Act 1. I don't think we've got more than 5.
No, there's gotta be more. But that's the linchpin of Act 1.
I think we've got 5 minutes, maybe 7 tops there.
I'd say 7 minutes is extremely optimistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm also a little nervous about postponing Feanor's answer too long. If we're introducing the question at the very beginning of, I'm not saying that we can't postpone it because the whole point is to make it part of the climax.
Right.
But I feel like it needs to probably be answered in Act 3.
Well, here's the thing: you can do the Tulkas and Aule line can be one visit with that.
Yes.
Then the Feanor and Mandos lines are another visit.
Yes.
Oops, sorry.
And then Feanor gives his final answer.
So I will offer an alternative to that.
Okay.
For me, I think we cut away from.
Oh, we need Orome and the refugees too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we get Aule's line, and then we go directly to Formanos and the refugees. Like,
well,
have we seen in episode in the first half of the episode? Go ahead.
We will see Finwe tell everyone to leave as the darkness is coming closer, and he's going to stay and keep the gate.
Right.
Then after that, there will be refugees for Orome to find.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do still have to see. So Finwe has not died yet.
Right.
Okay. So that's what we do. We're gonna cut away from Aule to Formanos and see the death of the king. Or we're not gonna see the death of the king. We're gonna see the sacrifice.
But we're gonna see Formanos.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna see Formanos and we're gonna see Finway's sacrifice, but we're not gonna actually see him die.
Yeah. Just the chilling image of like cutting back there and seeing like more darkness that is cool. Like,
yeah, it's a. Well, I mean,
it's
we've
like
kind
a
of
storm on the ground.
Yeah. We've kind of cleared away the darkness around the trees at this point. It's still there, but it's not impeding progress or anything. Like people can just walk up to the trees now, depending on which side they're walking from. You can't approach the trees from Valmar because it's that Valmar is covered in darkness. But so yeah, we go to Formanos, and basically, I don't even know if I would show Feanor after Aule delivers his line. I might cut directly from Aule to Formanos, and then come back and have him like wrestling with the. He can throw his little tantrum, without saying specifically what he's gonna do.
Right. Yes, he can say for less, even as for the greater, that there is some deed that he may accomplish once only, and in that deed his heart shall rest. Blah, blah, if I unlock the Silmarils, I'll be the first to be slain. Blah blah blah. Not the first.
And then
not the first.
Mandos has his not the first moment, and we like, oh dang, Finwe really Finwe must have bought it back in Formanos, and then we can have the scene with the refugees. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they're spirited back to.
Oh, I just thought of something. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say that Formanos has like a back door.
Oh yeah, it has to have a back door.
Well, that's what all the refugees are leaving through. Yeah.
Right.
There is no way they're going out the front door.
We did in episode 11 when Feanor went into the vault.
Mm-hmm.
If we saw Finwe do the reverse and shutting each door behind him until he goes out to the front gate, and he's standing in the front gate.
I think that would be prescient.
Yeah.
That makes. I mean, it seems kind of futile, but it also seems like, yeah, I guess you would lock the doors even if you know they're going to be torn off the hinges, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
so
he's trying.
He shepherds everyone out of the back door, and then I think everyone should kind of assume that he's going to stay with them, and he's like, no, I need to make sure that he stays here while you run.
Right. He doesn't tell them until right now that he's not going.
Yeah.
So that's why he closes the doors. because otherwise it's just too easy. Like he knows it's a useless gesture, but he's slowing Melkor down so that people.
And he's also keeping them from following him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also. So
you were going to say something, Marie?
That he gives these directions to Nerd and Al.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So he comes out and he shuts he's mirroring what Feanor did in episode 11, only in the reverse. Instead of shutting himself in with the Silmarils, he's shutting himself out with the monster,
right?
Essentially.
And specifically to give other people time to get away.